Hey people, Ingrid here, BB3, SD Province, Blue Team. Orconero with a brother captain, a durable hero walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and support fighting in melee. Alongside, Swagga Gitzsmakka is an apothecary, support hero fighting in melee combat by default, begins with a heal and a passive health regeneration aura. This is such an orky name. Have we ever seen Swagga playing as an orc? Rounding off the team here is Bebop as a Chaos Lord, a durable and destructive hero walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense and disruption fighting in melee. Some Black Legion here. Red team, Mendicant bias as a Hive Tyrant, a durable hero walking through objects cannot be suppressed with powerful offense, disruption and support, begins in melee with a basic synapse. I shall call you Gonzalez. And we got some Eldar Fabian with a Farseer, support hero fighting in melee with some powerful buffs and control. And rounding off the teams, Red Crown as a Warp Spider Exarch, a teleporting hero fighting in ranged combat by default, great for capping and harassing, some powerful control. They are on the eastern side against that Chaos Lord, kicking off towards the mid though. Bunch of Guardians hanging about. Banshees in retreat, those were Fabian's. Apothecary's fallen to a Banshee assault, I guess. Chaos Lord is going to come and help him out. Warp Spider teleports in to tie up some Chaos Space Marines, fast and furious on the east side. These are Red Crown's triple Guardians here. Not sure where Fabian's Guardians are. They're right here. Farseer's off the field. Those Guardians need to back up to their Eldar allies here. Warp Spider's been used quite well so far, harassing the CSM in melee. Apothecary's back to his feet. I think they have healed themselves as well. Chaos Lord runs, took a bunch of Guardian fire, and might have eaten a grenade as well at some point if he kept going. CSM just got their Eternal War there. 20% more damage in melee and ranged combat. We got some shotgun scouts up. On the west side, contested victory point. Some dead things. Oh, a dead Strike Squad model there. Double Termagants up for Mendicant bias with Warrior Brood on the way. Orconero with Purgation Squad on the way. Stormtroopers taking some hot shots at the Hormagaunts. They have lost a model. Surprised they didn't lose another. They didn't seem to lose one on those 3 bursts there. Lost it a bit earlier, I think. Farseer's back to the mid, tying up some tactical marines. Runs right into shotgun scouts. I don't think they wanted to use the blast. I think they're trying to save it for the Howling Banshees. Banshees are getting torn up though by ranged fire. We got some grenade launcher heretics. And some aspiring champion melee heretics who are worshipping Khorne for +2 speed on all of Bebop's units. Where's the Chaos Lord? Chaos Lord's making his way back at our base. Just midway battles so far. Trying to get the upper hand and push on to power both teams. But I think they've both played it quite smart and they haven't overextended. They've pulled back when they needed to. Especially Red Crown here. I don't think these Guardians have been off the field yet. They all have battle equipment for grenades. Back to the west side. Purgation in with incinerators. Strike Squad with their fancy book of stuff. But they can cast spells. Barb Strangler fires in, gets a good shot, suppressing Purgation and the Stormtroopers there. But they're using their Purge by Flame thing to slow stuff down. It means they can slow down the Hive Tyrant because they can't suppress that guy. Normally their basic attacks suppress units. Barb Strangler doing some good work. They get suppressed though. Suppression slows you down and also massively increases the cooldown of your ranged weapons, so you fire a lot slower. There are certain ranged weapons that don't have a cooldown though, so they don't get affected by suppression. But they're quite rare. Auto cannons and stuff, I think, mainly. Assault Squad on the field for Swagga Gitzsmakka, who's chasing down the Farseer with the Apothecary. Farseer is in a bit of trouble. Does have a self-heal with these Spirit Stones. It's an area of effect heal, actually. Great for supporting Howling Banshees and Seer Council later on. But she's persuaded to leave. Get out of here. I'm not sure what the DPS on the Apothecary's pistol is. I think it's the like 16, 17 DPS standard that they came up with a few years ago. Hopefully plasma pistols get buffed at some point. Especially the poor Inquisitor with her default plasma pistol, which is like 7 DPS or something, I think. I think there are rumblings, suggestions that could be buffed in the next update or an upcoming update. We'll see how it goes. Red Crown goes tier 2, the first player to go. These guys trying to take and steal this contested power, but Howling Banshees are coming in to have a word about this. Shuriken needs to move up a bit. It's not moving up. There's a war shout from the Banshees. Shotgun blast was well timed. Actually got 2 of the squads. Not sure why the Guardians were getting so close. Maybe they were looking for a grenade. But they should do so defensively in this instance, I think. Wait for the assault squad to make a move like that, and then you grenade them. You punish them with the grenade. Doombringer Farseer comes in. Not the most impressive melee weapon by itself. I mean, almost 58 melee DPS. The Lictor Alpha's starter melee attack is more than that, but you get the awesome Doom ability. Down she goes, though, without even using Doom. That'd be great. Can throw Doom on the assault squad, then guide on the Banshees and just let them rip. Warp Spiders on the way for Red Crown. Fabian's going to be the last player to go tier 2. Just spent some power on that Doombringer Witchblade. But I think they are floating. Yes, they are floating. You can go tier 2, 125 power. Many, many years ago, on the initial release of Dawn of War 2, it used to be just 50 power to go tier 2. So you saw a lot of players just kind of skip tier 1. And then they came out with the There Is Only War update, and that's what really shifted the game into the more measured pace we have now, with the tier 1 lasting a lot longer. I think it was a great change by Relic all those years ago. Red team flowing through onto Blue's natural power in the southwest here. Terminator Librarian on the way for Orconero. Howling Banshees with the aspect of strength, as we've seen. Looks like Fabian is splitting somewhat. No, they're all here. Everything's here from Fabian. Power bashing and decapping. Banshees have forgotten what to do though. There we go. Gormagons are decapping. Everything else can bash. They're going to get a full bash and a full decap. Here comes the flank, which is always the risk when you commit to a power bash like this in a 3v3. Good grenade. It's a good grenade there. Scout's lucky not to drop a model, I think. Tactical Marines get their sergeant. He gets a bolt pistol and chainsaw. This is a pretty damn good bolt pistol and a pretty solid chainsaw. I think it's like 30 DPS or so melee and about 15 DPS or so ranged. It's a good fighter. Gives them the "and they shall know no fear" ability also. Also costs you population, of course. On the southeast power, they are grenading generators. Okay, one way to get it done. All the Guardians getting their squad leader Warlock fellas. And we've got the Warp Spiders, of course. Really good ranged DPS on these guys. I always forget to look up what their actual DPS is. We can see that the Exarch gets 22.5 DPS when you have the aspect, which is pretty damn good on a single model in there. And we have Anointed Power Axe. Yeah, look, even this plasma pistol is terrible. Not even 8 DPS on this plasma pistol with this axe. It's a good weapon aside from that, though. More health, power melee, and drains energy on hits. He's quite energy intensive, as you would expect. Farseer is having a little bit of trouble getting away, but she's okay now. She's out of there. She's still level 1. All the red heroes are level 1. All the blue heroes level 2. Chaos Lord has a Combi Flamer. And Brother Captain with Mantle of Terror for battle rights. And Psychic Lash. So these days this is a 70% speed reduction. So they can use this on the Hive Tyrant to shut down the movement. Still got the Purgation, of course. And they have the Terminator Librarian now with the Sanctuary. There it is. Just use the Psychic Lash on the Hive Tyrant there, and there's the Sanctuary to keep the Hormagaunts out. Barb Strangler getting some good shots though. These Purgation are really low. They switched targets to the Strike Squad. They should have kept shooting the Purgation. I think Banshee's coming in out of nowhere with Falcon support. Apothecary also reacts to try and help out with Assault Squad here. Orconero loses their Strike Squad in retreat, as you saw. Banshee's backing off to the Falcon. They can reinforce off this thing and jump inside if they start losing too much health. Melter Bomb goes in on the Falcon. That'll do a chunk of damage and slow it down. Nothing really to follow up on that damage though. Guide up on the Guardians there. Just saw it thrown on by the Farseer. So I haven't seen Doom being used. I'm sure it's been on the screen and I just missed it. Brother Captain gets away, has the Nemesis Force Halberd for splash damage. Missile launch attacks now, looking to get onto that Falcon, I guess, but they are surrounded by all sorts of nasty melee stuff. Banshees and Hormagaunts on them there. Amazingly, they get away. I think the Plasma Overcharge might not have completely saved the entire squad, but I think saved the model at least. Nicely done by Orconero. Farseer got a level, there we go. What about Gonzalez? Still level 1, no war gear. And we have a level 1 Warp Spider Exarch, Heavy Gauge, Death Spinner, and a Dreadnought that's made an appearance, a chaotic one, with autocannon and close combat claw. Chaos Space Marines dropping a model. They were trying to get Mark of Zinch there, I think, or was it Mark of Khorne? Warp Spiders are going to wipe on retreat, I think. Yes, they do. Sloppy then from Red Crown. Could have gone the opposite way, maybe teleported towards the mid. Maybe they were just low on energy and he couldn't see a way out. Fire Dragons are up though, with Dragon Scale Armor and those cool fusion guns. Good damage to all targets from relatively short range towards the mid. There's Doom up on those Tactical Marines. They'll take 30% more damage from all sources. They are backing the hell off. I think it's 10 seconds it lasts. Getting close to base turrets, these Howling Banshees. Can they get away? Gonna be tight. Assault Squad might jump. Oh, they should have jumped. They might have got the wipe on the Banshees there. Well, they still have had over 100 hit points on that single model, so it might have been tough. Because they might have only got 1 hit each model. Wartark dropped in by Fabian. Promptly runs away. Dreadnought comes to sort the Falcon out. And down it goes. Got to be so careful in the 3v3 pushing your vehicle up that far, but didn't work out that time. Another Chaos Dreadnought on the way for Bebop. I like the way they're thinking. And Purifiers on the field for Orconero. I just love to see walkers stomping around. Swagga Gitzsmakka needs to go tier 3 or something. There we go, there's a tier 3. They are down to Assault Squad and Tactical Marines, but supported by an Apothecary. Can do a lot with that. Also supported, of course, by the Brother Captain with We Are the Hammer. And the Terminator Librarian. Doesn't seem like they have Codicum Aeternum yet, the Librarian. I think it shows in the unit card. 2v1 against Gonzalez and his Tyranid friends. Just runs the hell away. There's the battle rights. Heal over time. Also gives him, what is it? Yeah, more health, more energy regen, and lower cooldowns. Apothecary is level 3. Heal does get more powerful at every level. Chaos Lord with Armor of the Inferno. 250 to 409. Are they going to go through and get a decap here? I think they should. I think the Chaos Lord should be over there decapping. This is really risky. The Dreadnought. I guess they knew Swagga was pushing up here to support. Oh, they're all here. Purifiers have their Justicar with that big old Nemesis Demon Hammer. Heavy melee. Maybe Mendicant Bias knows that Gonzalez, the Hive Tyrant, is being shut down quite a lot by the Psychic Lash, and that's why they haven't invested in war gear. I think improved Synapse will still be quite useful. Or maybe the charge. There's the battle rights going off. We've got some Doom going in there too. Purgation Squad flee. Hive Tyrant doing some good work here. Able to get huge amounts of attacks in. Lots of support for those Assault Marines though. Only dropped 1 model in all of that. Now the Apothecary is in trouble. Big trouble. I think they're going to get away. They do. Oh, maybe not. Ortark's here. Does her weird little leap and doesn't actually attack. What did you just do? Oh, that was Psychic Lash, I think, from the Brother Captain. Yeah, I think it was used on the Warrior Brood there, who do have the Thorax Swarm. I always forget what Desiccator Larvae does. So I don't notice it being used that often. I think it's like a debuff, an area of effect debuff. 250 to 350. on the southeast. Got power bashing going on. Fire Dragon's pretty damn good at it. Attack Terminators. Oh, looks like Bebop cancelled the Dreadnought to go tier 3, get Terminators up. Chaos Terminators are here with Combi Bolters and Power Fists, and ouch, those grenades were quite painful actually. It looks like Cracked Shot was up on the Fire Dragons. Had to waste it though by retreating. Global ability of the Warp Spider for more range and more ranged damage. Ortark in amongst the Purgation. She might finish them off here. One more hit on this guy, 9 hit points. Down they go. Ortark gets the kill. Inspiration on kill 2. Can they get away now though? I don't think they are. Ortark falls, as she often does. Should the Ortark be buffed? She seems to just die so often. I don't know how you can help her out. We just need to pay more attention to her, I think. Seer Council on the way for Red Crown. Carnifex is on the field for Mendicant Bias. Where is it? There it is. Going for Stranglethorn Cannon. Doom up on the Assault Squad there. Jumping into the mix. They might just put the Carnifex on melee mode here. There it is. Still retains very good melee damage with the ranged upgrades, the Carnifex, as you would expect. I mean, look at the size of the thing. Gonzalez, still no war gear for this guy, just going against the brother captain here. Should be putting damage on the Librarian, I think. But they both run. Apothecary is still here. Now he's running too. Almost got a full power bash. They got a couple of gens. Tier 3 for Fabian, last player to go. No, Orconero was the last player to go. Meanwhile, east side, let the galaxy burn. Some decent hits in there. Chaos Terminators. Oh, they are getting entangling webbed, I think. They have the auto cannon. Able to teleport away. Drop to model though. Seer Council will rip them apart without their claws. Power melee damage, warlocks that jump on you and chop you up good with an aura for damage resistance as well. Can they take out the Chaos Lord? Almost. Just a menace sometimes, the Seer Council. What's their plan for them? Just try and Doom Blast and hope. Maybe get the Blood Maul and some Havocs up. I think Havocs are a good shout at this stage. I mean, your risk just the Warp Spider coming in and shutting them down with melee. Maybe that's why they don't want to get him. On the west side, Mendicant Bias is there with some capping stuff. And look at this. Gonzalez has Rending Cannons and improved Synapse. Seismic Roar will help control the Purifiers once they get in to melee range. Look at the damage from that Stranglethorn Cannon. And they got the Barbed Strangler Steel too. There is the Psychic Field, disabling abilities in the area. But it's gone now. Stormtroopers are level 3. They might die if they're not careful. Sticking around for a long time, lads. Get out of there. Terminator Librarian also might go down. Does go down. That's quite sloppy from Orconero. Not sure why they stayed in there so long. Maybe they thought everything was retreated out, but it wasn't. Oh, we have Seer Council for Fabian too. Looks like the Ortark is back. Don't die immediately, lady. Apothecary is going to get her immediately. There's a jump. She needs to get out of it. She gets away. I think. Stormbolter Terminators are trying to finish her off. Seer Council are persuaded to leave. I think they should have stayed. They still have all their models. Only one Terminator left. Worried about losing some, I guess. West side is now red. Orconero's down to just Purifiers and the Stormtroopers after losing that Librarian. They have tons of resources. You might see Paladins called in. Yeah, it must be that they're waiting for Paladins. Otherwise, they just purchase whatever else they wanted. Brother Captain level 4. Apothecary level 4. And they'll probably just pull the Paladins in on the Carnifex, I would think. 198 to 245, there it is. Paladins are coming in. These guys with Nemesis Demon Hammers, they can smack apart anything, and they are indeed going for the Carnifex. It can't fire that Stranglethorn cannon if it's in melee. And there's Mind Blades on them. Global buff from the brother captain to boost melee damage and melee skill. Vanguard veterans with Doom on them. And they promptly leave because that was Banshees and a Farseer and an Autarch and Seer Council on them there. Oh no, the Farseer's here. But that was still really nasty. Maybe they can get an avatar up, Fabian, to support that melee blob of Doom, which we sometimes see from Eldar late game. They can get a really nice melee blob going with avatar and Seer Council buffs supporting everything. And the Autarch also has a damage resist aura. Not sure exactly how all of those things stack, but they must stack in some kind of way. Chaos Terminator's backing away from the scary Seer Council. Doesn't seem like Bebop. Oh, their answer is to get a Mark of Khorne Dreadnought. But now that's under threat from the Fire Prison. Mark of Khorne Dreadnought would tear apart the Seer Council, but it's taking shots from that Fire Prison now. Genes to the Brood just came online from Mendicant Bias. That's cool. They should mess up the Purifiers quite badly. And we do see a Blood Maul as well. That'll help. Level 3 CSM should be doing good DPS once they pop their Slaughter as well. Got a Power Bash though. Blue team are pinned back here on both sides. But this is quite an army. Got Loyalist Terminators, Paladins, leveled up heroes, level 2 Purifiers, Vanguard Veterans in there too. This could be a hell of a fight. G-Sealers are lurking up there. Cyclone Missile Launcher doesn't actually hit the plant effects, but does some good disruption. Kicking off. Fabian goes in a bit before Mendicant Bios is ready, I think. Doom on the Vanguard Veterans, Seer Council in there. They killed one or two of them, I think. Tactical Marines flee. Vanguard Veterans are still in there. Here we see the advanced healing from the Apothecary, healing everything around him. Need to try and target that guy. Purifier's getting stuck in. They're chasing the Hive Tyrant Gonzalez. He just used Psychic Scream, I think, but then goes down. There's Doom again. On the Purifiers this time. After a shaky start to that fight, blue team came through strong. Paladins took barely any damage there. They weren't targeted. I mean, just because Paladins are around doesn't mean you have to target them. But a lot of the time it's better to just to get models off other things. Oh, the Gene-Stealers weren't in the fight. Look at them. Mendicant Bias has forgotten about the Gene-Stealers. There we go. Now they're awake. Purifiers run. And here come the Gene-Stealers. They're going to get Sanctuaried though. There it is. Which is going to mess up their coherency, make it harder for them to move. They're just backing off now. There is a Brood Nest back there. Global ability of the Hive Tyrant. They can reinforce off it. Warrior Brood has to flee. And blue team have the west side. Gene-Stealers going in, but they're so low. They barely got to fight. Autarch comes sprinting back. So did the Seer Council on the Banshees. They should put a webway over here, I think. Just like back here somewhere. Brood Nest goes down. Big heal from the Farseer. Oh, but then they got Psychic Lashed, I think, and they have to run. Terminator's having to teleport away. They're going to get chased, maybe. They're trying to chase. There's Battle Rights. Avatar of Cain is up from Fabian. Red Crown has double Fire Prisms too. Looks like Bebop with double Terminators has pushed through a little bit though. Looking at the map. There's a Psychic Field. That'll mean the Banshees can't use their abilities, but they just run away instead. Can still use Retreat. Avatar gets a big swing. What are Scouts doing? They flee. Looks like they killed one of those Terminators. Seer Council now back off, and red team able to take back the west side. Where are the Gene-Stealers? They didn't die, did they? Brood Nest going up again. Oh, they're back at base, okay. Meanwhile, Bebop with double autocannon Terminators. Pushed through and did something. Did they power bash? What did they do? Not sure. Some repairs for the fire prisms. Warp Spider has that entangling web, of course. Incredibly dangerous for Terminators. Land Raider Redeemer on the way for Swagga. Fun Effects hasn't quite leveled yet. Gene Stealers are hanging out over there. Should put them on this western flank, I think, maybe. They can get in around. Avatar and Seer Council and Autarch Auras all going, but going in alone again is Fabian. There's the battle rights. There's a Wailing Doom. Here come the Tyranids. Sanctuary is put in a good spot. Got the decap with it. Psychic Field goes in. Are those Seer Council retreating? Oh, they are. So is the Autarch. Banshees are still in play though. Doom is up on the Purifiers. Avatar goes after them. Tyranids finally arrive. Gene Stealers now getting stuck in, are they? They're getting knocked around is what's happening. Avatar's barely taking any damage though. Apothecary is persuaded to leave. Vanguard Veterans now fighting Gene Stealers, which they really don't want to be doing. Looks like the red team are going to hold it. Paladins are still here, but they're hugely outnumbered. And Gene Stealers are on them. Gene Stealers do huge amounts of DPS, and it's power melee as well, I think. But they don't have the rending claws. They're keeping the power melee for the extra damage rather than getting the rending claws, which gives them anti-vehicle damage. They want to be doing extra versus heavy and super heavy, so they keep the power melee rolling. Meanwhile, through the mid, Red Crown is here with a bunch of Eldar stuff, including fire prisms, which are great for keeping things off the VP. Well, maybe not Terminators. Can't knock down the Terminators. There's some Corn Worship though, eh? You have a accessory yet? No accessory for you. Land Raider Redeemer is up, and a Land Raider Crusader is on the way. Redeemer parks itself on the west side, can reinforce around this thing, retreat back to it, get some health regen, got some powerful weaponry too. Massive deal in a team game if you can keep this thing up. Brood Nest is there. You can't retreat back to a Brood Nest though. Hive Tyrant needs to time the Psychic Scream Rail to hit maximum amount of things. Vanguard Veterans jumping in. Avatar's there and a bunch of Eldar stuff there. And there's an Eldritch Storm. Angels of Death is popped by the Apothecary. Global ability, 50% less damage taken on his infantry. Vanguard Veterans are still getting messed up though. I think they wiped. Did they? No, there's one fella left. There's two fellas left. And they get back to the Land Raider. They might need to jump inside of it though, because Avatar's chasing them, I think. There's a Wrath of Cain. I think he should have just swung the sword with an attack instead of doing that. And here comes the Crusader with Hurricane Bolters on the side sponsors. They need some serious anti-vehicle now. Bright Lance doing some work. It looks like Orconero has marked the Land Raider Redeemer as a retreat point. Looks like blue team are going to take this west side here. And with Paladins and Terminators and two Land Raiders, maybe it's time they push the mid, eh? Here comes another Bright Lance. Fabian's getting what I assume is going to be another Bright Lance also. Wait, where's the one that was here? Did they get blowed up? Did it somehow move over there? I'm not sure. Banshees, I don't think you wanted to run into this, ladies. Swarmlord on the way for Mendicant bias. They do have a Venom Brood, and the Stranglethorn Cannon will also do good damage to vehicles. Are the Gene Stealers still alive? They are. Have they got Rending Claws? No. If they got their Rending Claws, they could surround the Land Raider, do huge amounts of damage, but getting them into that position could be tough. I think they need to use the Gene Stealers more from angles rather than the frontal assaults that they've been trying to do. Gormagorn's being thrown away, I think, to free up some population here. Yes. So they can reinforce the Gene Stealers, I think. think they've run out of pot. Yeah, they can't reinforce the last model of the Gene Stealers there. Swarm Lord allows you to reinforce around it if you're a Tyranid and speeds you up. Oh, Walk Spider's down here. Farseer comes for a decap though. Not for a revive, goes for the decap. Level 7 Farseer has Armor of Fortune. Level 3 Seer Council, up over 3,000 hit points on these guys. Autarch's level 2 as well. They're just having a look. Are they committing? They are committing. I don't think they should commit to this. They're just trying to get those last 45 VPs off the blue team, I guess. There's a Psychic Scream. Here comes a Swarm Lord. But the captain goes down. Sanctuary. It's not going to bother the Swarm Lord though. Bright Lance setting up top left of your screen. Is it in range? I don't think it's quite in range to hit that Land Raider. It needs to move up a bit. Here comes another Bright Lance too. Bright Lances are firing. Their teams are moving forward for some reason. Looks like they're splitting their damage between the two Land Raiders. Paladin's getting stuck into Venom Brood as well. Swarm Lord wailing on that Land Raider Redeemer. Big heals from the Apothecary. Here comes a bunch of Eldar suddenly. The Banshees have that heavy melee spear. Can they get the Land Raider down? They're desperately trying to. Banshees having to retreat though, and they do get it. Land Raider goes down. What are the VPs looking like? They're still 45. Seer Council running amok. There's a big heal from the Farseer too. She might need to run now. She got level 9. She got 2 levels off that fight. Might perish on retreat here. Yep, down they go. They found the Brood Nest. Have the Purifiers. Are they level 4? They are level 4. 28, 61 hit points. 3 Termies here, says Red Crown. Yep, Bebop has triple Chaos Terminators. They get the power, says Mendicant Bias. Oh yeah. Red Crown maybe should have been putting more pressure on this VP here. Eldritch misses stuff. Maybe they've been trying. I guess they've been trying to. You can see the dead bodies here from Red Crown's army. Have a D-cannon now, which could theoretically be used to try and decap, but they probably want to keep it where it is. Did they just go triple? Oh, these guys don't. Oh, they are going triple autocannons. That's going to be quite painful, I would think. Especially with some Khorne worship to chase down the Fire Prisms. Seer Council go for the decap. The damage they're going to take here. 6 combi bolters and 3 autocannons firing at you. Got the decap though. Run away, fellas. There we go. 1-to-1 cap now. Blue team will get it back quite quickly. Apothecary shows up, level 8. That is a singularity. Pull some of them in, so they can continue to be shot. Oh, pulled in some CSM as well. Uh-oh. And then they turn their autocannons on the rear armor of the Fire Prism. Back on the west side, lots of stuff. Eldritch Storm just happened on the Land Raider. There's a orbital as well. Not sure whose orbital that was. Can we work it out? Not really. Maybe Orconero. Surprised I didn't pull more Paladins in or something. 45 to 102. Level 4 Terminator Librarian, but the Crusader goes down. Bright Lance is doing work, eh? Was there 2 orbitals? There must have been 2. Uh-oh. Paladins with Mind Blades are messing up this Swarm Lord here. Eldar coming to try and help. Cap, says Red Crown. Termagants are trying to. Did they save the Swarm Lord? No, Swarm Lord went down. Chaos Terminators came in, I think maybe shot it down a bit. Termagants couldn't finish the cap. Something going through here? Yes, there is. Warp Spider's still down in the mid. They really should revive that fella. I got nothing, says Mendicant. But they have a Carnifex, but yeah, otherwise they are looking pretty light. They did so much damage to the blue team's armies, but they still have heavy hitters with the paladins and stuff. Still got some loyalist terminators here. Level 9 and level 8 heroes as well. Got the decap. Grenades going in. Well, a grenade went in. Just all the Terminators getting it done for Bebop. Fire Prism number 3, I think, on the way for Red Crown. He did lose one. 2-1 cap for the blue team. Can they hold on? Farseer going for a revive on Gonzalez. Nope, gives it up to fight. Psychic Lash. Oh, Psychic Lash only affects a single model. You can see that one Seer Council having trouble moving there. Fortune is up, is it? Maybe. It might just be the aura. I think the Seer Council aura and Fortune look the same. That blue glow. The did the Farseer die? No, she's alright. Where's she gone? She ran off earlier. What if I Wraith Guard his base, says Red Crown. Well, I'm not sure if you have time to do that, buddy. Why does it look like the Hive Tyrant has health? It says they have 87 health, but they're down. I've never seen that bug before. Dawn of Bugs continues to surprise. 45 to 55. Got some Rangers up being all sneaky like. Chaos Lord and his Terminators are not leaving this VP though. Being quite smart. Although... oh, I thought the Terminators were moving off there. There's some advanced healing. Level 10 Apothecary. It's got 300 energy to pour into advanced healing. Pretty nuts. Another Swarm Lord on way for Mendicant Bias. A Land Red Redeemer again for Swagga. Is it going to have time to get up? Fabian with a D cannon on the way. What are the Rangers up to now? They're just keeping an eye on what's happening if there's an opening on the VP here. Red Crown thinks they should be getting time field. I mean, it's really good. Time field is pretty amazing in a 3v3. Down to 20 VPs. Look at that firepower. Would it even be worth Red Crown getting Dark Creepers when you're up against that much ranged firepower? Wouldn't Dark Creepers just get torn up by the Terminators at this point? Probably. Maybe they should have got Dark Creepers instead of that first Fire Prism. But I think the Fire Prism was in response to the Dreadnought, so maybe instead of the second Fire Prism, Dark Creepers or something should have come up. But there's the game. Blue team take it. Had a level 9 Brother Captain. Level 10 Apothecary. Level 8 Chaos Lord with his army of Terminators. A level 3 Hive Tyrant, which is apparently down. Maybe he's just having a nap. Level 10 Farseer for Fabian. And a level 4 Warp Spider Exarch. Was down for a while, this guy. There you have it, guys. It was an awesome 3v3. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time.